And so this past weekend, Saturday specifically, actually I went out Saturday and Sunday. Sunday wasn't a I'm gonna head out kind of thing. So Saturday I went car shopping. Just kind of get a feel of what I wanted, what would work for our family, you know, the whole nine, because you never know. What you can see online may not be what you fall in love with. And a car that I've rented in the past, not this this year's model kind of situation, but I have rented one. I didn't like the newer ones. I kind of liked the old one. And so we're going to leave it for a surprise right now. Because I looked at that one. I looked at another one. I looked at 4 more. And technically I looked at 7 more. But I ended up test driving 4. I believe 4. So I went to 2 different dealerships. I kind of liked one in one of them. I looked at, and I'd have to look it up, a Camry. So obviously I was at a Toyota dealership, and I guess obviously not anyone can carry a Toyota, but I went to the Toyota dealership. I was at a Jeep Dodge Ram before that, and it wasn't the best experience, but it wasn't like shunning bad experience. I know that makes no sense. I'll explain it in a minute. Anyway, so everything we did at Toyota, which was our second stop, was, I think that was 4 test drove. So 1 hybrid Camry. Was it a Camry? No, it was. That one had a little too many miles for the year it was. Like almost 100,000 on, was 3 years old. So, way too much for a vehicle that is so young. Sorry about that, you guys. Thought I could just pull that easily. Nope, got tangled, and then my hand popped. Or my thumb. Anyway, so trying to find something, and my brain is not it. Anyway, so I tried that one. I did like that one. Leather seats, which wasn't, I was pretty sure Anthony would not want. Oh, I was wrong. See if I can get you guys sat down. There we go. And I can still work. And so, heated seats, Bluetooth, backup camera, the whole 9. Why is that black? Okay. Anyway, and so I liked it. The pickup was good. Not like I was doing, you know, 0 to 60 and trying to make sure it, you know, didn't, so blah blah blah. I liked it, but it had some weird things for me. I believe that one didn't have heated seats, and I know that's just a luxury. That wasn't, I went into this because I'm so scared of spending this kind of money and having payments, because who has that kind of money laying around kind of situation. And so I was like anxiety. I was like, okay, this is a lot of money. I want to have the less miles on the vehicle, the better. But Toyota, unless you're buying brand new, does not really have a good warranty on their vehicles, which I did not, I didn't like. And so I drove a Nissan Altima next. I liked the way it looked. It looked a little small though from the outside, and it was cloth seats. I was having fun because I went with Ashley, and if you don't know who Ashley is, Anthony plays and works with Cody, D&D, and Cody's wife is Ashley. And so we've been hanging out, and I kind of like her, but whatever, but she's not my Joni. And so anyway, and so we went car shopping because I know it sounds bad. I didn't want to take my husband. Like, his name is a secret. I did not want to take the Anthony, because every time I walk onto a car lot, everyone just talks to him. Like, he's not mechanically inclined. I am. Don't get me wrong. I am nowhere near a mechanical knowledge. I can change the oil. I can change the brakes. I can change the fuel pump, water pump, belt. I've done it. I can change fluids. I can do all of that. Radiator, I probably could do it. Do I want to? No. Now, here is one thing I know how to do. I will not do two things in a car. I will not change a battery. I won't unhook it. I won't hook it back up. No, I won't even be in the vehicle. And I will not jump a vehicle. One, vehicles don't jump like they used to, you know, when I had a dinosaur. You know, the T-Rex was just something that was hard to jumpstart. Yeah, I won't jump a car. I won't be in the car while it's jumped. It can be pouring out, you know, tsunami weather. I'm standing out of the car. You can jump it, then unhook it, and then I will get in it. I will not do anything else. So, I just, yeah, that one's not my forte. They already kind of treated us, they did meet us really quick, which was appreciative. I would have liked a second to look around, but I like and I respect the fact that they want to greet their customers to know we are here for you. If you need anything, you know, we're here for you. So we looked at a vehicle. I told him what I wanted, what I came for. I already checked out the specs, and I didn't do like I usually do. I will check the history, what's been done on the vehicle, you know, just run the VIN in general. I didn't do that first. Right now, with the scary thought of picking up a loan, and all of this, I looked for price mostly. It was the first vehicle that came up. This vehicle had a couple features, but like I said, it was a newer model that I didn't care for. And I was going to take you guys along with us, but I just decided I didn't necessarily want to. So this time I didn't, but I literally yesterday spent the day trying to come up with excuses. And that's all they were. They were just excuses. I'm worried. But with the payment is $20 more than Anthony's VA disability. So $20 is not that hard to come up with. That money is guaranteed. Blah, blah, blah. So, we looked at it and they said that the bank didn't like it because of such and such. They wanted a newer one. This is a 2012. So he's talking to us. He asked, you know, how many kids do I have? I said I have 3. One's a linebacker. The other one is 6 foot. My daughter is our smallest at like 5'6", I believe. She's a little short thing. Thank God she has some big brothers, because those boys, even though sometimes they dislike her, they will go to bat for that girl. And she's the same way. She's a little spitfire. Because Connor can pat, but she will protect either one of those boys. So I was like, I don't have small children. Do you know what they pulled out? That the the bank would approve. This little Spark. I don't know if you guys have seen a Spark. They have 4 seats. I don't know if they even have, so they have a bench in the back. Obviously, any car does. Well, in the middle is cup holder and some square thing. And I don't believe they even have a way to, like, cover that up. Nothing. Like, I was like, I'm giggling. He gets out of the car and I'm still giggling. Monday, I can't stop in the middle of that trip. And how long is it going to take to charge? And it's not going to fit all 3 kids. So Lex has asked to stay. Connor wants to stay. Connor wants to stay alone. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. And so last time I left Lex and Xander home, and he did pretty good. There wasn't any major complaints, just a couple of times not listening. So this time we're going to take Xander with us and we're going to go. I would like to leave all 3 of them, but Connor and Xander are gasoline and fire. They do really good sometimes, but then all of a sudden, one little attitude, one little smart remark, fire. And so I don't need anything blowing up. And then me being 300 plus miles away. So the Spark is not something we can use. Anyway, I'd like for Lex to have a really small car. I just call it the fart bubble. It's the real small one, only 2 seats in the front kind of situation. I think that would be good for her. And I believe it's a smart car. And so I said, I need my papers. I had Anthony's last stub and what was the other one? His VA benefit letter. I need it back. 15 minutes, I get his stub. And then he brings his manager and he's like, we can try with the banks. I was like, I need to leave. I'm done. That car is way too small. I have 5 people that need to travel. Even if we're going over to the next town over, I need a vehicle that's going to work. Or when I go grocery shopping, I tend to go for the full month. And like, I'll do like a month's worth of meat. So I don't have to go again. So that trunk alone wouldn't have worked. So they had separated those 2 pieces of paper. Sorry, the battery died. Which kind of irritated me. And so we left. And the 22-year-old was like, are you guys going to another dealership? And I was like, yes. I wasn't going to lie. I'm not hiding anything. I'm going up and around the corner from you. To Toyota. So they call 4 times. 3 or 4 times. They text a bunch. I finally am tired of my messages going off. All of a sudden they have good news for me. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Hey, Ami, it's Greg from I have great news. Call me when you get a chance. What is the good news? We have you approved. 4? Because they told me they couldn't approve me. The bank would not take it. The Chrysler 200. Whatever. So they call again, and I'm test driving. Actually, Toyota let me drive the car that we were thinking about. The tinting was off-putting for me. It was so dark, and at this point, it's night. I was like, 1, you've got paper in my way, so when I look over my, shoulder, I can't exactly see out the window, but 2, this tint is dark. And the salesman was like, I'm not even sure it's legal. So I was like, oh, that won't work for me because I'm not paying the fines and I'm not ripping it off. Real nice salesman though. Totally forgot to tell you. They literally I said, okay, so I'm trying to get ideas. So they knew, and he goes, well, when can you have the deposit? And of course I was like, I can do 500. He said 2,000. I was like, I said 500? I have wiggle room. I don't have that much wiggle room. But when I say I have a little wiggle room and I tell you 500, yeah. So, we drive it all the way back to my house. And then Anthony looks at it. He's not 100%. I laughed. He has silicone rings because he's lost weight. He's wearing a white one. So he doesn't really want to sit in it. The back seat isn't like, oh my gosh, big. But if we take 1 to 2 kids, leave one home, it's not a bad thing. And I take it back, and we come home, we get pizza, we feed the kids. Ate a pretty good salad from Papa Murphy. So the next day, Sunday, I did not plan on going out, but we got a storm, so we got a bunch more snow, and Ross's grandma didn't want to go out in it. I didn't want to either, but I didn't blame her to do it. And I said, let your mom know so she doesn't come to try to get you and we're trying to take you home. He goes, oh, she's working. Okay. So we'll just take you home. I had to show him the vehicle in daylight and see what he thought. There was no seeing it. And so we went ahead and we ended up coming home after that. Oh, we grabbed lunch. That was the car buying experience. We kind of only have the weekends because Anthony works Monday through Friday. And I'm not having him take a sick day. We're trying to work it in the weekend. Well, we are going to go sign the papers tonight, maybe. It depends. He's going to work out. I'll see how he feels. And actually, I don't know when the dealership closes, but that's not hard to find out. All right, throw in a... Oh, I forgot the key thing. So they're doing all of this. So the next day, so this is Sunday, I'm sitting in the Toyota dealership and it's alerting me. Credits being ran. My credits being ran. His credits being ran. 4 times that day. We each had 4 hits to our credit that day. So I looked and I know kind of who Toyota uses. And so I called to make sure. And I guess they thought I was calling about the car. No, I just need to know that you're not repeatedly running my credit. Well, the night before, Ashley took the call as we were driving in, and she goes, she's decided to go in another direction. And that should tell you, stop running the customer's credit. No, not at the dealership. Oh, Amy? And I was like, yeah, I've got some great news for you. Did you end up finding a vehicle? And I was like, I'm calling to talk to Olivia to return her message that she sent me. Would not let me talk to her. And I was like, okay. So I asked what the specs of the deal is, how much the monthly payment is, all of this. I said, okay, I'll have to talk to my husband and I'll think about it. Because I still, in the back of my head, and I don't know why, because they tried to rip me another one after the first one I got. Why this one's still in my head? Because I like the way the body looks. I liked the way the inside. And my ridiculous list, because I just came up with a ridiculous list of what I wanted in a vehicle. It had it. It even had the one ridiculous item Anthony wanted. And I was like, this is really weird. Okay. And I was like, how? The newer model didn't have everything we wanted. Didn't have what he wanted. Wanted. And so I'm like, okay, this is really weird. But I've already passed thinking I'll go through Toyota because the company was like, well, you can give us a check, but then your check stays here and so does that car. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, that ain't happening. I'm not giving you a check and you keeping the car. The kid tells us Ashley and I. Well, it's because we've had cars stolen quite a bit. Really? You're going to tell us this? Yeah, one ended up in Tijuana, and I was like, oh. Now she's like, you probably shouldn't tell customers that. And he goes, why? And I was like, oh, it was a whole thing. Why are you guys running my credit again? We're not. And I was like, okay. I can see that you're running it. I get alerts. You just ran it again. Denied it. Now I'm irritated with you. Look it up, and I find out this vehicle has been in 3 accidents. And I message back the number that texted me. Here it is. Okay, so 2 days I was talking, I guess, the same person. Thank you for the call back, but with it being in 3 accidents, we will pass. It wasn't in 3 accidents, ? So I sent the picture over. Accidents found on record. Accidents reported were 3 accidents reported from the government sources and independent agencies for this vehicle. It was body damage. Don't put on your website where you can check the history. I know the history as much as when maintenance was done on it, what maintenance was done, what recalls were fixed, what was replaced. Anthony at that point went, no, we're not getting a car that's been in an accident. Could have body damage, or more than body damage. It could have frame. It could have, blah, blah, blah. And so I support him. So Monday they called me again and said, all right, I checked. This is what the accident was. And so I wasn't thrilled about that. Anthony, and I kind of feel like, not necessarily, maybe he just didn't know. I don't know. But that's the thing, is like, you should know your vehicles. You should have divulged that this vehicle, even as minor as it was in an accident. Like, divulge that information to when you're selling a vehicle. What are the terms with me on the phone? And I like to have things in black and white. Your loan term is 72 months, payment under 160, warranty for as long as you own the car, no maximum mileage. Then I asked about a couple other ones. We just need to get somewhere, and I'm still kind of like fighting with myself. So when we paid the down payment, it's like $7,400 left. It still scares me. It's payments. It's blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and I was like, and it's got 99,000 miles on it, but it has a lifetime warranty. As long as I own that car, I have a warranty on the drivetrain, seals, the whole 9. But I kept coming back and I kept talking about it. And Anthony had told me that it was I wanted the I was like, no, you showed that's why I looked at the 200. You even got a call back on to go right before it snowed. So we never made it over there. What is it about this car that you really want? And I've already test drove it. I like the way it rides. I was like, okay. After talking to Joni, she's like, you got to start somewhere. I was like, well, realistically, the other company denied us. The bank denied us. I was like, so, you know what? And so I called Anthony at work. I was like, we have to bite the bullet. We have no other choice right now. And so I bit the bullet for us. And we're getting that vehicle. Has been maintained very well and is super roomy. What's your husband say about it? I said, okay, let me know if you want to lock it in and get it prepped. I said, full tank of gas and I'll take it. At the time of delivery, yeah. Okay, then you have a deal. That's it. That was the long, weekend going into, Monday. And so we have a vehicle. And it met every ridiculous thing I wanted.